Hey guys, it is Tuesday, so you know what that means. We are live.
Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the Disney Nerds Podcast Live Night.
So we're going to give you guys a couple of minutes to jump on. And once you jump on, if you guys could share, we greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.
And let us know in the comments where you are listening from. We always like knowing that. Hello from Michigan. Hey, yins, guys.
Pittsburgh checking in.
Yep. Pittsburgh in the house. So
we're actually kind of cool up here in Pennsylvania. Didn't get above 70 degrees today, and rain. So we haven't had rain in like 3 weeks.
It's 90 here in North Carolina.
I saw 90 in Orlando too, so that hasn't changed.
George is just home from Disney, and I saw his wife's pictures. I was jealous, but I was also living vicariously through you guys because you guys go so much.
I was going to say, George is always just back from work.
Yeah. I mean, George, I hope you have like some amazing frequent flyer deals as often as you guys go, because, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that weather out in Disneyland too. Sam's out there sweltering. California is like melting off the coast.
Hey, Nicole, how's it going? Hey, Maria. Hey, Bradley. I do not want to butcher your name. Is it Uzara in Louisiana? Hey, Kathy and Audie. Can't wait to see you guys. 3.5 weeks to go.
Back.
Headed home on Friday. And guys, I am at my 60 days.
What day do you get there?
I get there the Sunday before the meetup. So I am exactly 60 days right now.
So I'm 63, maybe 64 days.
Yep. So nice. I have to have the conversation with mom and dad on dining reservations. We talked about that a little last week. See what dining reservations we want to do. I don't know if we're going to do much because it's been so long since my dad's been down there, and we might just snack.
Well, that's the thing. Food and wine's still going on.
Yeah.
I'm only going to be there Wednesday to Monday, which seems like a long time, but with all the activities going on and stuff like that, I don't plan on actually getting any reservations for a sit down, I don't think.
Yep. Oh, sounds like fun, Nicole. Yeah, Haleo and Jico. I think I might talk to my parents about Haleo. Just because, like I said, my boss said her husband said it was the best fish he's ever had, on property or not. And my dad is a seafood guy, so that might be the one reservation we do. So we're definitely more of in a snacking time when we're at Disney, but we'll see. I know Thursday though, I am not going to eat that much because I am going to take advantage of our Splitsville meetup.
That's right. Pizza and sushi, the matchup.
And it sounds like a weird matchup, but it is good. Splitsville's like the best sushi on property, in my opinion, and that's saying a lot because we got Morimoto just, like almost a block up, I would say.
Well, isn't that the rumor is that they share the restaurant that the food comes from? So the food is so good because it comes from a better restaurant, or they share.
I don't know, because you've got Morimoto. I mean, you figure Morimoto, you can actually see the kitchen in there. And I mean, it's a celebrity chef's restaurant, so he probably has control over what is done in his kitchen.
Sure, definitely. Yeah. We kind of agree with that one. The kids actually got to the point where they weren't eating enough for us to pay for like a real meal sit down wise. Yeah. So hence we would sit down at the counter services.
And I think really, like, especially like our trip last time, Ed, I feel like we only sat down just to like cool off and eat. Like,
right.
Even after we'd finished eating, we were still just kind of soaking in that AC because, June, it's sweltering.
Yep. We had the beef. I think it's the coffee encrusted or whatever they did to the beef there in Kenya. Australia didn't get anything there. I'm not a big
How it
lamb chop fan, so that was the beginning of not wanting to go there. So
Oh, lamb chop done the right way can be awesome.
hmm,
How was how
great.
was how was Kenya though?
Oh, it was good. They had that. They also had a shrimp type of thing too, which I didn't try. But the beef thing was great.
Yeah. And did they have in Canada, I know they usually have the beef fillet.
Mhm.
Do they still have that?
Mushrooms. Yep, and
Oh,
the cheese soup. So they usually have like 3 things. They only had the 2, and they had the same 2 or pretty close to it, but they had the same 2 in the Flower and Garden right before it too.
but I feel like, honestly, like, when I think Canada, I think those 2 dishes.
Mhm.
And I don't know anybody that's tried whatever the 3rd one was, so this year they were probably like, "You know what? Let's just focus on the 2, that's what everybody orders,
Right.
stick with what everybody likes."
Oh, yeah, definitely, definitely. It was mix and match this year. Like, I forget where I got the pretzel roll or pretzel bun, but I had that when I got to Canada for my cheese soup, so dipping the pretzel in the cheese soup was kind of a great mix.
Now, the only time I've seen, like, any kind of pretzel roll was Germany, which that seems a little far away for you to still have it by the time you got
Yeah,
to
no,
Canada.
no. I it came with something on the, one of the kiosks for food and wine, maybe the pimento cheese perhaps, or I'm not sure where it came from, but I had it, so it was
Yeah,
kind of nice.
yeah. George says the noodle station was awesome. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take advantage of the noodle station. I love some noodles.
See, now that was closed. Is that the kiosk you're talking about in food and wine?
Yeah.
That was closed and they hadn't opened up yet. It was like 2 days from opening when we had to leave. Also a couple of the ones right next to the, store, the Connection store or the, Creation store
Mhm.
on the backside, they weren't open either, next to that little kids' playground, but they were opening up, like I said, the f maybe 15th of, August, so they're there.
Okay, so you have dishes that weren't even available to you this summer that you get to try for our meetup.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I make a list. I literally have to write down when I go through these things online of the stuff I wanna try, because once you get to Epcot, everything goes out of your head.
Yeah.
So if you remember to bring the list, you can check out what you wanted to get to, and I did actually pretty good. I got a lot of the things that I wanted to try this year, so it worked out really well. And with the new places opening up, I definitely got some places to go now.
And I mark everything on my passport. Passports are like the first thing that I get when I walk through the gate, and
Yeah,
hopefully
definitely.
I remember to pack a pen.
Right. Hawaii was another place that wasn't open yet, and I was looking for that spam sushi before we got there and found out Hawaii wasn't open. And, so good to know, George. Looking forward to November. That's another one on the list.
I might have to split that with somebody just be I love sushi. I love sushi, but
Well,
it's the spam that gets me.
it depends how they prepare it, everything's different. Although with sushi, it's raw, so maybe I was it cooked, George?
I'm praying that George is about to say it was cooked.
Right. I think Hawaii had something else. Don't they have the Dole Whips there too? Not 100% sure about that one.
I don't know, like, now I feel like I've gotta, like, Google what was there.
Well, I'm sure we're gonna find out in a second.
Yeah. Yeah, what was the dessert, Tina?
Lily, I go to the Disney food blog and use their menus because they do such a great job of putting pictures and menus and prices and stuff like that. So I do use that. I know there's probably a Disney one out there that's probably have some good menus and stuff like that also.
I
Um,
don't think Disney has the full comprehensive menu like Disney Food Blog does.
right. I don't think they have prices for sure.
Yeah.
Which they would never do that.
No.
But the Disney food blog is really good, and I'll literally go through that site before I go down to a Food and Wine or any of the festivals now, and I will make my list. And a lot of the times, if they don't have something new, they'll use pictures from last year of the items as long as the same menu items, so you
Yeah.
kind of get a good idea.
Like, I've actually got it up here beside me, so I'm scrolling to Hawaii because I wanna know what that dessert is.
Yep, she does a great job over there.
Okay, passion fruit cheesecake with toasted macadamia nuts,
Sounds awesome.
and it's also part of Emile's fromage montage.
Oh, okay. Awesome. So now that was the thing, because a couple of those things on the list of the cheese dishes were like closed still. So you were kind of limited.
So did how many of the Emile's fromage montage did you get to?
I got them all. So we got the cup. I got the glass. I think I showed it off one night.
Oh, the little
Yeah.
plastic cup.
Yeah, and that was the biggest letdown I could ever tell you to get. I was expecting to be handed a glass, and they handed me the plastic thing, and it was just so light. I was like, "Whoa!" Um, so it's on the shelf. It can never be used because they tell you don't put it in the dishwasher.
Yeah,
So I can only imagine hand washing it a couple of times is going to start messing up the outside too.
which like you gotta want. Is that a supply issue? Is that
No,
like
they could have
what
had
is
as
up
many
with that?
glasses. They could have had many like real glasses too. I just think it's a matter of it's a cheaper deal.
Yeah, I
Pretty
mean,
much.
I want like I remember when there were pass holder glasses that you got for festivals,
Mhm.
and of
Sure.
course, like there were all these nice things that you got.
They had I wasn't there the year, but they had the coasters, the
Yep.
bamboo wood coasters or something like that. That was pretty solid. That was nice.
I have those. I have the cutting board,
Mhm.
which honestly, the cutting board was like this big. I'm like, am I supposed to dice lemons on here? Is this going to be my bar
And that
cutting
was a
board
free gift, right?
for pass holders? Yeah, and it's
Mhm,
cool because it's got the pass holder logo on it, and it's like burned or etched in or whatever.
mhm. Yeah, yeah,
So I
definitely.
mean,
Fun stuff. But that's they just move on. That's just, the programming.
yeah. Well, we were actually gonna talk a little D23 today.
We didn't do our
'Cause
intro tonight.
oh, you know what? We got so excited. We didn't do the intro. I didn't even share. If you guys haven't shared, share for me. Let me do that real quick. Um,
Now we know what Jimmy does.
yeah. Um, so I'm gonna share real quick while let's talk let's talk a little D23 Expo.
Mhm. Coming up this weekend.
So all right. So do you guys want to see the intro? We'll let it be you guys' choice
Yeah,
today.
we don't have to play it right now.
Yeah, we don't
Um
have to play it. We'll at least play it at the end because we do want to shout out to our sponsors, um, like Kingdom Strollers, like um DVC Resale Market. So we do want to show them love. So
Mhm. Definitely. I'd love to see people using these things. I still have mine in the wrapper still, the plastic. So very cool.
yeah, the my glasses are stored away somewhere, but I still somehow I got 2 cutting boards.
It happens.
Yeah. Actually, I forget it's like one of the I think the first year that we had COVID, so basically like 2019, they had a
Mhm.
pass holder store in Germany. And they were there and they were just giving them to people that bought stuff. And practically almost everything in the store was half off. So it was like, yeah, okay, just throw in the cutting board. Why
Sure.
not?
Very easy to do.
So yeah.
Something at this Food and Wine that I thought was pretty cool is they had a couple stores around the World Showcase that were flower and garden items that they still had. And they also had one from like the arts and entertainment festival they had also. So it's kind of cool seeing some of those things and some of the swag they had for those events still available and still I guess they're trying to get rid of. So something to
Over.
look forward to.
So like actual flower and garden merchandise?
Yeah.
Huh. I mean,
And
I'm assuming that's not gonna be there when we get there.
no, not in November, but you never know how long it'll last, and maybe it was an ongoing thing depending on what it was. You're talking
Yeah.
about supply and demand. Well, sometimes they don't get rid of the items they get.
Yeah.
The next stop's going to be over at the outlets. You know,
Yeah, which I definitely am gonna make a point to hit the outlets. I try to hit them every time that I go down,
hmm
and I didn't make it in June.
hmm no, it was some nice stuff in there.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so D23 is coming up this weekend. If you didn't know yet, out in California on the 9th, 10th, and 11th, and they've got a whole bunch of stuff planned. They also have the Disney Plus days in the parks coming up on the 8th, which is only a couple days away. I think they're making a lot of this Disney Plus. Now, they had Disney Plus Day last year or a couple years ago in November, and this is they moved it to September, which coincides, I guess, with D23. So they wanted to tie it together. One of the things they're offering at Walt Disney World, I did read, was that if you're staying at some of the resorts, which I'm thinking maybe mediums, but I'm not 100% sure, they're going to do Disney Plus previews or Disney Plus, I guess, new releases on some of the nights during the weekend. So normally they'll do the movies out by the pool. I think they'll be doing Disney Plus.
Yeah, I was kinda a little confused that it was, like, September. I was like, "Wait, last year was November because I know you got a hat, I got buttons because I didn't get up early enough."
Mm-hmm.
So I was a little confused by that.
And again, based on D23, I can make it makes a lot of sense. We were going through the schedules, and there's a whole lot of stuff going on if you're going to be there at D23. But what they're also doing is they're having live broadcasts. So you're going to be able to stream a lot of the different shows too, or a lot of the different panels. Um, the two big panels on Friday, Saturday, I think Friday was which one was Friday? Saturday was definitely the Marvel and the Lucasfilms. So Friday, the big event was going to be Pixar and Walt Disney Animation. Sunday, the one that will be live that we can watch if we're not there, is going to be the parks announcements and the ship announcements and things like that.
Which
So that's
is
kind of cool.
I feel like the big one.
Well, for us, definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
But the finding out about the new Star Wars trilogy, finding out about the new Pixar movies they're going to be coming out with, that's always fun stuff too. The new animation, the new movies,
Yeah.
and all the other announcements. I mean, I know we're going to see some more about Pinocchio because that's coming out right away.
That
But
comes out this week, actually. It comes out before D23 Expo.
so yeah, so I'm sure there's going to be talk about that. The panels are amazing, and as you go through the panels, you get to find out about a lot of different things going on this year that I didn't know. I wasn't paying attention. Goofy's 90th birthday must be this year because they're talking Goofy 90 panel,
Yep.
which is perfect. That's a rumor, Bonnie, as far as the Star Wars trilogy goes. Go ahead.
We're both clicking, guys.
And and that's what I want all of us to do too. If you have predictions of what you think is going to be announced at D23, let us know. I have heard different things about this, and I can only imagine the announcement coming here. The other big Star Wars news is going to be Disney Plus Star Wars news, because we're going to find out what the next series is going to be after. Geez, there's so many like lined up right now too. But
It's so hard to keep them straight.
sure, definitely.
I'm so confused. Now, I do like that we got a Simpsons panel because, we now got 20th Century. So we've got a Simpsons panel for, D23 Expo. Now, that is not going to be live. So I'm hoping somewhere we're going to get some reason why there's a Simpsons panel.
Right. But the first thing Friday, and they do this every time, D23, they'll be announcing the Disney Legends.
Yeah.
And that will be streamed. So we can definitely watch that. And then later on in the afternoon, they'll have like more of a conversational. I guess they'll have people sitting down, they'll talk to them. But some of the names are pretty outrageous. And they seem to have all of a sudden this year decided to notice the Frozen cast because their names are all involved too.
Pretty much the entire cast of Frozen. I've got the list here. So Kristen Bell, Jonathan Groff, Idina Menzel, Josh Gad are all on the list. Now, we went over the full list in our audio podcast. But of course, one that is going to be a tearjerker is Chadwick Boseman is getting a Legends Award.
Definitely. That's just going to be heartbreaking. Plus, they're going to be announcing the next Black Panther too, I'm sure.
Well, I mean, we've already seen a trailer, which the trailer is amazing.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt.
So,
Tron Opening, the ride itself, I'm going to say definitely before Christmas for sure. But I'm not 100% on that. When I was there in the summer, it was really rough looking. The car was running on the track, and I did see that, but the whole area was still out of control. But again, that's going to be 4 months before, so there's a chance. So I'm thinking maybe definitely before Christmas.
I did hear rumors that cast members, like the people that are building and developing the ride, are testing, like actually riding and testing it.
Good sign.
So I would actually not be surprised if during the parks panel on Sunday we do get here's the official date of Tron.
Right. Which, and here we go, because now that'll be the virtual line
Yep.
to get onto Tron, which that'll free up Guardians of the Galaxy to make a rope drop possible, so that we can get down there and not have to get on the virtual queue. So I'm psyched
Yeah.
about that.
Which one thing that I am confused about with Disney's technology is why isn't there not a virtual queue for every park?
I agree. Universal Studios is the model on that. They've got
Yeah.
8, 9, 10, and actually their virtual rides are different every day, because I think it's based on how many tickets are sold or how many people are at the parks, whether they have more or less
Yeah.
virtual lines. I'm not sure how that logic works. But yes, I agree with that. They should have either more or make them more accessible. That's a tough one. I really am a bad virtual line getter, so I have no fun with that at all.
There's only one time that I missed the virtual queue, and it, you know, was of course when we were trying to get Guardians, and
It actually could be some type of deep plan where they make it so close to getting it that now that they have the lightning lanes, that
yeah.
you're just so devastated. You're like, okay, $15, I'll do it. Yeah.
Take my money. Click.
If I'm quick enough. That's the
Yeah.
other side of the coin too. If you don't do it fast enough, you're out of luck. Something else I noticed was that when you did get the virtual line, the app itself gave you the option to change it to a lightning lane, so you could go right away, as opposed to waiting till your 5 o'clock time in the afternoon. So I thought that was kind of an odd cross advertising, or cross like type, kind of getting extra couple bucks out of it, but
Yeah.
is what it is.
I did post a link for the schedule for
Mhm.
D23. And we're basically just talking about the ones that all of us that are here at home that didn't get those tickets and didn't get those trips over to the, well, for us, the other coast.
Mhm.
Um, what we'll be able to see on our TVs at home.
Right. Now we're also expecting to get some video and some audio from Sam. Sam's going to be out there, from Sam from the Disney Nerds and from Sam's Disney Diary. He's going to be out in California D23. He'll be at as many panels as he can get to.
Yeah.
So we'll see a lot from him too.
He's one man, he can only do so much. So but yeah, I mean, like if you go to the D23 website, so they've got some that are in pink. And if I'm not mistaken, Ed, I believe these are the ones that are live.
Oh, okay. I
Because
didn't realize it was that way. The schedule I'm looking at is only the live things, and so it's definitely not as many things as I saw the other night. I somehow can't find that other schedule right now, but
yep.
I have your link. So
So like so we've got the Legends Award. We've got after that is it Studio Showcase, the Magic of Disney and Pixar.
that's the Friday event, I believe.
Yep, so that's still Friday. So that's when we're gonna find out about stuff in like the animation studios. So what's coming for Walt Disney and Pixar?
And even though it's not streaming, we'll find out right after. So look for some posts from us.
Yeah.
Um, I tell you what, I was on that line for the first time in a while, and I agree. There is so much to see inside there that it's a really, really nice little show about Bigfoot or the Yeti.
Yeah. I always tell people like for us that we when we go so often, it's not that big of a deal to wait in line because of that exact reason, George, because the details in the queue are so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Even like Flight of Passage, which I've been through that queue twice, have not been able to ride it twice, but that's not the point. The queue is cool. I mean, just seeing all the details in the queue. I mean, even when they, expanded the Haunted Mansion queue, that was cool. So, you know, if you don't want to, if you're not like, I got to maximize my time and get as much, going as I want every single day, the line's not that long. Enjoy the queue. Enjoy the
Yeah.
wait.
But then again, last time I was there too, Everest was out the door, and it was a big line. It was a big line both sides too. The Genie line was big, and the other side was big too.
Yeah.
The other thing, what was it? Oh, I'm always doing the single rider line on Everest, so that's why I kind of miss all the inside stuff.
Yeah.
So that's why once in a while, nice to go through it if it's not that long. Yeah, that was we all experienced that one big letdown of seeing the Nemo show. So now, if you haven't seen it yet, or you haven't seen a video of it yet, they did the rehab of the show, and they came back And before they started, they kind of made it seem like they're going to be doing a whole new thing.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't. They basically made the show, I believe, shorter, and they basically encapsulated each of the different like scenes from before into a kind of narration as they went from the beginning to the end. So
Yeah.
now they still have the sign in the beginning that calls it the Marine Academy, the Marine something, or the
Which now that's different. You've got the whole thing from Finding Dory with Sigourney Weaver, the Marine Institute, and all that. But
right.
yeah.
But then they kind of well, the disappointing part for me was that okay, well, they're shortening all these other parts. I thought because they were going to get to the part where they have Finding Dory and the whale and everybody else at the end, they were going to add to it.
Yeah.
So I was very disappointed when they did the curtain call when they got to the actual end of the old Nemo show. So again, the music's awesome, the singing's great, the story is awesome, and the whole idea of it is. But it's more like you're hearing somebody tell the story from somebody who saw the play last year,
Yeah.
as opposed
And
to you know.
now I don't think we missed any songs. I don't think they took out the songs. What they cut was all the dialogue between the songs, and that's what you've got now explained to you between the songs.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and listen to that again. So you're probably right about that. But yes, a lot less between the songs. But still, I will not go next time. I'll still go. I'm not going to miss it. Nemo is one of my favorite shows, regardless. Um, just
Yeah,
putting music
I'm not.
to a cartoon that didn't have songs to it originally, I guess lyrics, I would say, was phenomenal.
Yeah, I would not say, "Oh, skip it. Don't worry about it. Don't." No, I would
Oh,
still tell people to go.
and if you've never seen it before, you're never going to know. And in 2 years from now, the rest of us are going to start forgetting about it. So it'll be a great show anyway.
Well,
Um,
us nerds won't forget, but
hey, do you remember when?
never forget.
Right. Um, so what else? What do you guys think out there? What do you think about predictions for D23? What's the big announcements you want to hear? So as we continue on talking, throw up the message up here in the comments. Let us know and we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Again, Star Wars, I'm expecting some Disney Plus information. Hopefully some information, like I said, on the new trilogy. They keep talking about that. I think there's still some stories out there. They're definitely going to talk about the old Republic or the high. I'm
The
not
High
sure.
Republic,
Yeah, so definitely sure.
which I'm interested in. If you guys have followed along for the Disney Nerds book club, the High Republic books have been mixed in there.
Mhm.
So the High Republic storyline is awesome. If you are a Star Wars fan and have not jumped on that boat, jump. It's cool because High Republic, if you guys don't know, it is before the movies, before any of the shows. This is like,
It's kind of like that Lord of the Rings show that's on right now. It's like 300 years in the past.
yeah,
However, Yoda is a character in this, which is
but
great because it ties it in. It gives it consistency.
I am
A little bit.
on, I don't even know what number book I'm on, but I'm way into the series. Yoda has not appeared, he's just been referred to.
Mhm. Okay, fair enough.
So,
And I remember in the beginning when they released the information, there's like 4 or 5 different storylines going right now in the High Republic that they're following. There's some Jedi going out to the space station when a big disruption happens. There's some other
yep.
people on a planet. So they're going back and forth with that. Um, Somebody mentioned as far as some things coming, Star Wars, definitely Star Wars shows. We know Andor is coming anytime. I mean, that's very soon. That's going to be starting. And then after that, we have what's the I'm having a blank on her name. 2 lightsabers, Anakin's Padawan.
Oh,
Her
Ahsoka.
show, her show's coming, I believe, is still on the books.
Yep.
And then we're also looking for a season 3 of Mandalorian or the next
Yeah.
season. I don't think
Yep.
you're going to have that, Lily. I think they're going to want to forget about that until they have maybe D23 from a couple years from now. But I would love to hear it. I think that that area over in UK could definitely use a little extra plussing, perhaps.
Yeah.
They did have a nice band back there when we were there last time, but that's the only reason for me to walk back there. I'm not really into the stores they have. I know what they have, and I'm not really, taking
Now,
time.
I do like the England pavilion, the United Kingdom pavilion. Lily, I agree with you. Like, I was very excited when they announced the Mary Poppins. Mary Poppins has a special place in my heart.
Mhm.
because my grandmother used to sing me the songs from Mary Poppins.
Mhm.
Um, so, but I agree with Ed. We probably are not going to get it unless we get it way down the road, when they've recouped some of the money they lost from COVID.
Yeah, but, it's definitely there. They have brought back ideas they've had a shelf before, so we'll
Yeah.
see. Great to hear about it.
Yep. Bill, you're late because you watched Ring of Power. Nope, we're booting you. Sorry.
Did you hear me just mention that a couple of minutes ago? Oh, that's the other one. I take it back. Never mind. I'm watching both of them, so it's now kinda confusing a little
Yeah.
bit.
No spoilers, please. I'm waiting to binge some Rings of Power, but that's a
And the, Game of Thrones one over on the other channel.
yeah. I binge those, so don't give me any spoilers.
Mhm.
I love Ahsoka as well. And actually, one of my stacks of books, there's an Ahsoka book in there, so that will probably
Mhm.
come up on the Disney Nerds book review at some point.
Yep, Jimmy's a big fan too.
Yep.
Yeah, I think, Nicole, everything's gonna start opening up as we get in the time here, because soon as the Moana land, the water experience or whatever they have the name for that opens
Journey
up,
of Water.
I think that's gonna be really cool. I don't think it'll be something that we're gonna hit every time the way it looks, but it's definitely gonna be something new to check out. Hopefully, to be a lot of shade in that area
Yeah.
between Spaceship Earth and World Showcase. Um, eh, yeah. Now, Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm hoping that'll be great once it goes into the regular ride, like I was saying, the regular line. So that's really nice to have over there. But yeah, maybe something on the other side. Maybe the Imagination Pavilion needs some rehab work. Maybe that has to be the change.
As long as you don't get rid of Figment.
Yeah, reincorporate it. But you have a lot of land over there if you think about it.
Yeah.
Between the Land Pavilion and the Imagination Pavilion, there is a lot of space.
I feel like
Um,
I still call it the Captain EO room because that's what I grew up with it being.
sure.
Um, they need something better, something permanent, something better. Like just they need something in there. But I actually agree with Nicole and April. I do think we are gonna get some specifics on Epcot just because we've got the 40th October one.
Mhm.
So I
Right.
feel like this weekend
Very
we're
true.
gonna get some Epcot details.
Well, they'll be finishing up some of the things
Yeah,
they're working on.
like
Um, Good.
well, I feel like we'll get Moana's gonna open October 1. Like we're gonna get some like opening dates.
Right. I have some torn up video on the Disney Nerds YouTube channel. It's about a month and a half old now, or maybe a month old. But it was going through Epcot on the monorail, so you get this look down into the construction area of what they're doing, where the old fountain was.
Yeah, I would um definitely want to hear some Epcot.
Updates, definitely.
Yeah.
But then for the other parks, so what's the next park to do the work in? Magic Kingdom did the new Fantasyland. We did Pandora over in Animal Kingdom. Hollywood Studios got that too. Epcot's getting what it's getting now. So what is the next park? Somebody
I
mentioned earlier, was it Georgia mentioned a fifth gate or someone mentioned a fifth gate?
That was Georgia.
What's okay? Give me an example. What would the fifth gate be if we had one?
And I feel like if they're gonna start working on a park again, I think it would be Magic Kingdom because that was the one that was worked on first. So
Right.
it's
I was
just gonna
thinking the
be
same.
a rotation.
Yep. Um, George also mentioned the train coming back to Magic Kingdom. I've seen a couple of videos of it on the tracks and running around. I haven't heard of anybody getting on it and riding yet, as far as customers go.
Yep.
Which brings up a cool little announcement, which I'm not sure if we did that last week too, but the Disney Nerds Meetup in November. We added an event on Saturday of the weekend where after the scavenger hunt, probably around 4 o'clock, we're going to be going for a ride on the train. So Disney Nerds Meetup ride on the train. It'll kind of be our last thing for the weekend. And we're going to try to get on the train over on Main Street and do it all the way around.
Yep. Now, if you don't want to ride all the way around, you want to get off at one of the lands, go ahead. But
Mhm.
I think us co-hosts, we're gonna do the full 360.
Sure. I really, in the last couple of years with the train being down, I really missed it. And the whole idea of you could be in Fantasyland or in Frontierland and just get on the train and end up at the front of the park and being able to get out real quick. I definitely missed that.
I'm curious, once the train opens, the stuff that's, like, kind of back on the pathway, like the teepees and stuff like that in Frontierland, I wonder if they're gonna add anything. Like, I feel like now was the time to, like, throw a little extra something on the path.
I don't know. That's a great idea. I haven't heard anything about it. I have heard maybe rumors of making it more politically correct back there. Maybe the Indian village wasn't proper or something like that. You never know.
Which there were
But
TPs back then, that's appropriate. It's not no, I'm just gonna
yeah, Lily, I'm expecting the train to be open hopefully in the next couple weeks, if not sooner.
yeah, we're
Uh,
hoping it will definitely be open in November.
yeah. So fingers crossed.
Okay, so Bill thinks water parks. We've already
Okay,
got 2. You think we need a 3rd water park?
interesting. Maybe. Nah, that's a tough one.
Now, not to, compare, we try not to compare here, but that other theme park, they have a water park and they actually have a cool water park system. They have a thing that you wear on your wrist and you scan it just like we scan our magic bands, and it gives you a return ride time. So you actually, when you want to ride those water park rides, you're not standing in line, drying off and all that. You can go relax, eat, go in the pool, whatever. I would like to see Disney adopt that. I don't know if we necessarily need a 3rd water park.
Right. And they can, excuse me, they can do that. That
Yeah.
shouldn't be too hard to do over at the water parks. You install some of those like ride kiosk things you scan or whatever.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's literally they look literally almost like a magic band, except there's a screen that actually gives you the return time. So Disney has the technology.
Hmm.
They just need to make sure those things are waterproof. And people do have to return those bands at the end of the day. They can't walk out. They're not supposed to walk out with them.
Right. Supposed to.
Yeah.
Um, Space Mountain is always going to stay Space Mountain. The best I could see them doing is making sure it's even whiter on the outside, cleaning it up somewhat. The train itself, the ride itself is as good as it's been in a while. The line itself, they took out the games, but other than that, yeah, maybe we could do something there.
But I
I
think
saw
there's still a game in the Disney Play part of the Disney Parks app.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
So
Now, I saw a TikTok the other day, my daughter showed me, of somebody on the exit of Space Mountain jumping over the moving sidewalk
I
and
saw that.
sitting down at the that table, that little kitchen they have in there in the future. And I'm like, and it was funny because I think the meme was about, it's like Disney fans are like, she's out forever, and everybody else is like, well, that was cool. But yeah, so something different.
I mean, put it this way. If Disney has found out about it, which obviously somebody put on TikTok, Disney probably has already seen it if they didn't catch the person. I expect a partition the next time I'm on Space Mountain. So you can't go up there.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they're going to add something now.
Yeah, there's gonna be a
Um,
partition or something. Like, yeah, we're not gonna be able to climb up there
The
anymore.
sign won't cut it. Like Mexico, they had somebody climb the temple and they put a sign on it. Hey, you don't want to climb the temple. That's not going to cut it in Space Mountain.
Yeah.
Now, something else too with Space Mountain, and it was closed when I left, was that the entire store had been closed down because the Tron, I guess they're incorporating in something in for the entrance or for the pathway or something. So I'm waiting to see what that looks like when it opens up again.
Okay.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Um,
I think it would be interesting to get different Space Mountain music. I think
sure.
that's the only thing that would get changed.
I would love to have just the either the Star Wars or any of the other parks that do their different Space Mountain stuff. Yeah, bring that on. They should be able to do that in the Magic Kingdom.
Like a
Um,
randomization of it. Like you
mhm.
don't kind of like Guardians, you don't know what song you're gonna ride the ride to. Do
That's
that
gonna
with
be
Space
tough in
Mountain.
there. It's got to be tough because the cars aren't made with the ears up here, and everybody's going to be hearing it as you go by. But yes, for the whole mountain, maybe just a nice soundtrack that keeps
Yeah,
switching. That's a good idea. I remember when the Diamond Horseshoe, had the shows inside of it,
I do
and
too.
I thought it was the what's the place over at the campground? I thought it was that
Hoop de doo
because
review.
it was pretty close. You could
Yeah.
eat in there, you could watch the show. So really fun. That'd be nice to have come back. Definitely.
Yeah, I don't understand why that's not open full time. So I definitely agree that let's keep it open all the time. And also that gives cast members another, especially our entertainment cast members, another opportunity for performance. So I am all for that. Let's do it.
Mhm. I'd love to see that Pixar would have enough stuff for a Pixar Palace,
Yeah.
or something like that. But yes, that's a great idea too. There's nothing saying that you couldn't have another fifth gate that had two big sections that take up two of the franchises. Do we want a Simpsons land? We could kind of go anywhere with that.
I don't think we're gonna get Simpsons, just like we're not gonna get a lot of Marvel in Disney because of
Universal's contract.
yeah.
Um,
So, yeah.
so not villains or villains park.
I think he's saying no villains.
Uh-huh.
He does
Because
not want a villains park.
I have heard villains park, so that was an idea.
I feel like that rumor's been floating around forever,
Hmm.
and I don't feel like we need, like, a park just for villains. Now, I do like the after hours that they had, the villains after hours. I like what I'm seeing over in Disneyland with the Oogie Boogie Bash. They've got a lot of villains over there. Like I've seen Madam Mim came to Disneyland this year for Oogie Boogie.
Hmm.
Mother Gothel, um, Ernesto de la Cruz, and Bruno. So I mean, I would like to see maybe some after hours things that have what they have at Disneyland when it comes to the villains.
Right. I haven't seen, and you just brought it up by talking Bruno. I haven't seen as much Encanto as I thought they could have done with Encanto. Now, one of the reasons I heard was that because there's no country at World Showcase, so they couldn't like feature it as much as they featured Coco over in Mexico. But that shouldn't have been an excuse. I thought there was some great music that came out of that movie,
Yeah.
and oh well, it seems like they might have missed the boat on that one.
Yeah, we definitely need that's what I'm saying, like, like I said, Oogie Boogie Bash, they had Bruno there, and Bruno, I wouldn't really consider the villain, but, he was
Well,
kind of
based
thought
on
of
the
as the
song,
villain.
you never
Yeah.
know unless you see it.
Um, but yeah, I mean, like, that would be a perfect way to see characters from the movies that there's no spot for in
Hmm.
at Walt Disney World is a cool kind of after hours, um, thing.
Right. Maybe that's an idea from the animation courtyard.
Yeah.
Type of like after hours type of place. But you nailed it, Nicole. There's definitely some great things that have to be worked on. Stitch's Great Escape building has been closed for how many years now with no idea of what's going to happen, if anything, over there.
I mean, they do a
Um,
Stitch meet and greet every once in a while, but that's it.
right. And same thing with Dino Land and the carnival over there, especially after they took out the one ride. Now you have the big fence over on that side of the Dino Land or the carnival.
Yeah.
And the animation courtyard, yeah, so sad. At the beginning of the summer, they still had it open where you can go inside and see a lot of the Star Wars stuff they still had set up. They had all the pictures on the left side, and when you went to the right side, couldn't go in the theater, but you went to the old building where they had the cantina set, and where they had the meet and greets, but they hadn't started them up again. So it was
Yeah.
kind of an empty building, but you could still walk through it, and the AC was there. But toward the middle of the summer, they closed it down altogether. So I'm not sure what's happening or if that's just a on and off type of thing as they open it up. We'll see. But
Now,
definitely some things can be done back there. Because
I would I would think that doing, the animation courtyard back there now, people will probably get mad at me when I'm about to say, is let's not make it Star Wars themed because we have Batu,
sure,
and let's make that a nice, cool meet and greet like what they used to have in Epcot, where you, like, went through a line and you met, like, what, 4 characters? Like, they were usually Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, or Magic Kingdom where you can meet the princesses. Let's do a meet and greet in there, and it could be random characters,
right.
you know?
Yeah, that's a great idea. I think there's enough room footprint wise. You could put an attraction back there.
Yeah.
Don't forget, you still have the Little Mermaid. You have that store next to the Little Mermaid, and then you have that exit for the theater from One Man's Dream. But then across from that, you have that whole area, which was that like one of the stops for the Great Movie Ride, or it was definitely something else back there.
Well,
Uh,
was Disney Junior is the Disney Junior thing still
it
back
is,
there?
and the right side of Animation Courtyard is doing business, like doing great business with the kids,
Yeah.
and that's always a fun thing. And they should maybe do the entire Courtyard all kids,
Or
perhaps, or Disney Plus or Disney. What's the kids channel now that all the kids shows are on?
I was gonna say, let's do some Disney Plus. You got Disney Junior, so you got TV right there for the little ones. Put Disney Junior or Disney Plus right beside it. So you basically got here's your TV section.
Mm-hmm.
Because you think about it, you could have like you've got all the I Am Groot shorts, so you could do something with that. There's a Cars movie that's going to come out on Disney Plus. Like,
Make a theater or make some type of show that can change up,
yeah.
every couple months with the next flavor.
All right, Tina, I'm not saying villains are not great. I'm saying I don't know if we need a exclusive villains only entire park.
Give me an attraction. Give me at least one attraction with all the villains. Some
I'm
storyline where they got out or they all got together, and you have to escape and pick one of the heroes from the Disney
yeah,
catalog to help you out. That's a great idea.
yeah,
Whole park, I think that just gets depressing after a while. Everybody's just evil.
yeah. Yeah, I mean the dinosaur. So I mean I do hope we hear that this weekend. Like, here's what we're doing with Dino Land. And I actually would be okay with some of Dino Land going away and getting more Disney IP in, maybe some Pocahontas, maybe some Wally, something that's still animal related
Right.
that fits in Animal Kingdom.
Right. Here's a good idea. And is that the name of the place that they all lived
Yeah.
in Kanto?
The um yeah, Casita. I want to say it was Casita Magical or something like that.
I don't know. I'm not sure Swiss Family Robinson is a place that they want to modify and keep after a while, though. But that's a great idea, though. Come to think of it,
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I think changing Swiss Family Robinson would probably be a smart thing because
not a lot of people remember it. It's
yeah,
such a great movie. I loved it. However, I've been in that house once in the past 5 years.
yeah, I don't think I've been there since I was an adult. I think I only went when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe in November we should just all go up to the Swiss Family Robinson just to be like, yep, mark that
One
off.
more time. No, I don't want to waste another trip up there. I went there a couple months ago. But I tell you what, there's one of the best views of the Magic Kingdom you get from up top. So
Yeah.
it is pretty cool in that regard.
Yeah.
So now Zootopia is another one, and that's going to be an announcement for Disney Plus. That's a new cartoon coming on there. It's going to be a series.
And one of the parks overseas is getting a Zootopia section. It's either Shanghai or Hong Kong.
Oh, very cool. That would be nice. And you're
So,
right, that would be perfect because you could kind of do it, break it up in the sections of the different places where they live type of thing.
yeah.
Have the ice cream, place over here in the cold area and the hamburgers would you have hamburgers? I don't know.
There would definitely be the ice pops that are the paw shaped.
Mm-hmm.
Those would definitely be there.
Oh, no doubt. Plus lollipops, same version.
Yeah. And then something brave. I mean, I think that would actually be cool.
Mm-hmm.
In the Magic Kingdom, we definitely need other princesses represented. We need a little bit more.
We'd have to have another Brave movie come out.
Yeah.
Before I think they'd go there, but
I'm glad there's a meetup. Like, I'm glad you can go meet her.
Right. And is that the story time or is it just a meetup?
No, that's the meetup. The story time is Belle.
Well, no. They used to have, or she used to either teach archery or the girl from Brave. The
Merida, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Right there on the pathway that goes to where you can get the tiger tails across from Cosmic Rays.
Yeah, it's just a meet and greet now.
Okay, but it was kind of they did do something in there more than a meet and greet before. I forget what it was, but it was either they learned archery or they did something where the kids definitely got interactive. But
I want to learn archery from Merida. Why the kids? I mean, kids had Jedi training.
I was going to say you can't be a Jedi Padawan either, so And Nicole has a great idea. That's perfect. 2 and 2 together. Zootopia could be the Dino Land area.
Yep.
And it's the right park for that. That's perfect.
Yeah. So I mean,
My money's
now,
on this one. This is the one I'm going to stick by.
yeah. Now the only thing would be like, okay, if they get rid of the dino area altogether, would you guys be okay with the dinosaur attraction going away? Because if Dino Land's taken away, the dinosaur ride doesn't really match.
We could still have the dinosaur ride in its own little dino land over there, perhaps,
Yeah.
and leave it as an island. But yeah, they'd have to come up with some story.
Yeah. So I want to see what you guys think. Would you guys be okay with the dinosaur ride going away?
I love it. I love that ride still.
Yeah.
I don't mind that at all.
And
Um,
and I still point out the tubes that are ketchup, mustard, and I think mayonnaise when McDonald's used to sponsor it.
mhm.
So
Oh, right,
I
right. We always do that. Sure.
yeah,
People don't even know. Hey, do you know what that means over there?
yeah. We're those people.
I'm pretty sure it was when I was down there.
I know in June, just like Nicole says, it was still closed
We
because I
had
remember.
I remember there were a line right in front of it at the time. One of the times I was going past it. So
Yeah, so maybe it opened up later in the summer. I know I've seen TikToks where people are talking to Meredith, so I don't know if those are old or new. Yes, Nicole, we need a few days where the adults can do the kid stuff.
right. Padawans.
You know, I want to learn archery from Meredith. I want to be a Padawan. You know, all that. You know, I want to be picked for stuff. Well, actually, I have been picked for stuff during story time with Belle. So
There you go.
yeah, that's not an adult. That's not a kids only part. They pick the kids and the adults for that one. So
Um, I agree with that one. Space Mountain's kind of rough, although you got to know how to approach it. You got to brace yourself, and especially in the back car, the last
yeah,
of your train.
I still like ride like this, just because I've seen it with the lights on, and I know I'm not going to hit my head, but I still have to ride like this.
It is just one of those simple like metal roller coasters from like carnivals. If you look at
Yeah,
it in the light, it just literally is like one of those wild mouse-ish kind of thing. Not as severe.
yeah. But yeah, just if you see it with the lights on, you're like, how do I not hit my head?
Mm-hmm. Oh no, it's fun.
Yeah.
I remember when they used to have the glow in the dark stripe on them, and that was cool because you could see the trains as you're going through it on the people mover, so you could see everybody zipping around. They don't have it. It's like totally dark now.
That was before I was okay riding roller coasters. I would go to when I was younger. I was scared of roller coasters, so I didn't ride Space Mountain until I was much older.
Right. And everybody has their time,
Yeah.
My son was that. He started late, but once he started, he was all gone. He's all
Yeah.
in now.
Yeah, I mean, I could as a kid, I could do the easy ones. I could do the Haunted Mansion. I could do Pirates. I could do the slower rides. But yeah, Space Mountain was a no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but no, we got to start concentrating on getting in the chart, adding those different songs and stuff like that to the Walt Disney World Space Mountain.
Yeah.
Star Wars overlay. Damn it.
Yeah, or I mean, even I keep saying
Guardians
like
overlay.
an after hours, an after hours event, but a Star Wars after hours event would have to be in Hollywood.
Have you ever been to the planetariums? They have the like Saturday night. Usually, they have the laser shows.
Yeah, we have a
That's what I want inside Space Mountain. I want it to
yeah.
be a laser show. That actually
Yeah.
pretty outrageous. I forget which park it was, California or it was Paris. They had the Star Wars overlay, and they actually had the spaceship shooting lasers in there.
I guess the only thing with like lasers is because of all the tracks, wouldn't the lasers get broken so they wouldn't go all the way across the building?
Well, it was like you were on top of the hill or you were starting a run. So it was like you saw the shot come over your shoulder type of thing.
Okay.
And as far as it's not, Space Mountain is not that bad a roller coaster as far as roller coasters go. I mean, it's probably about a 3 or 4 if you're considering all the roller coasters in the country that are bigger, better than that. The best part about Space Mountain is that it's in the dark.
Yeah.
to be honest with you. So you'll have no problem on that. So definitely give it a shot next time you're down there. It'll be worth it. And
Yeah.
plus, you cross that off your list then. You
Yeah.
know. We all have that one ride we still haven't gotten on down at Disney World or California. So
That's okay.
yeah.
No shame. Bill, I do much as I love Nightmare Before Christmas, we're not going to get it at Disney World. I would be pleasantly surprised, but I seriously do not think we will ever get it at Disney World. Just because, and we've talked about this before, Disneyland is that quote unquote locals park. And Disney World has more of a little bit of everybody all over the globe coming to visit.
Oh, and only coming to visit for like maybe 4 or 5 days. And then going away for 3 years.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
That's why I don't think we're ever going to get the Night Before Christmas overlay. That being said, that's the reason to go to Disneyland during the Christmas time.
Very true.
Yeah.
But you always hope. You never know.
I've got other things to hope for, man.
Okay, guys. I think that's about it for tonight. We've been going for a while. So stay tuned to D23 this week. Hopefully some of these predictions that we've been coming up with come true. This is on tape, so we have this recorded, so we'll be able to go back and see if we can kind of do something about that.
Yeah.
However, I think we need to take more action as far as trying to get some replacements for some of these attractions that haven't been there for a while. I want a Stitch's replacement over there. Stitch's Great Escape. Dinoland, definitely. Let's move on that. Yeah, a lot of things that we can change, and that's such a great thing because that makes that next trip much better since we'll have something new to go on.
Yeah, and that means that next Tuesday we will have so much to talk about.
That's true.
You know what, guys, you were right. We're getting Zootopia and Animal Kingdom.
More than likely it's going to be like, I never saw that coming. Holy shit, that's great. Which is good. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, guys, so let us know what you think. You could always reach out to us over at the DisneyNerdsPodcast.com. I think you can reach out to all our names, like Ed at the DisneyNerdsPodcast.com, Morgan at the DisneyNerdsPodcast.com, all of us that way, or even that guy named Questions at the DisneyNerdsPodcast.com.
He doesn't come on the live show a lot.
True. So definitely a fun night. Thank you for all your ideas. You definitely gave us something to think about, and probably the idea for the show for this podcast this week.
Yeah.
Definitely a good idea as far as going over some of the things we need to fix at Walt Disney World. Things that have been empty, the abandonedness. What was the other rumor this week? The Play Pavilion over at Epcot was supposed to be opening up soon, but I didn't see anything official from Disney, so maybe that could be an announcement too.
Yeah.
The old Life Pavilion over at Epcot that's been sitting dormant for a little while.
So definitely pay attention to what's going to be live streamed for the D23 Expo. We, of course, will try to post as much content and news that we get over the weekend from the Expo on DisneyNerdsPodcast.com, here on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. We'll post it wherever we can. And then, of course, we'll, talk more about it on Tuesday. And do want to mention, I don't have the ears on me, but the podcast ears are still for sale. So if you guys want to get those Disney Nerds podcast ears, we do have the embroidered ones. We have the print that's got the logo printed all over it. We have the knotties, which are the headbands that have the knot on top. Go ahead and message us or message Jimmy with your PayPal email and what you're interested in, so we can go ahead and get the invoice. The girl that's making them can invoice you and get those shipped out to you. So we would love to have so many Disney podcast ears represented, especially at the meetup. Just, a big mob of us with those ears would be awesome.
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. I think Jimmy should wear the ears on all weekend.
I agree with you. He has a couple sets now.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Well, thanks for watching and joining us tonight, and we will see you next week.
All right, guys. Have a magical night. Hakuna Matata.
Bye bye.